Hello everyone, welcome to SlipjointSawyer. Today we're going to be taking a look at another Victorinox knife, and this one is one that's very special to me. This is actually a 21st birthday present from my father, and it was actually the first sort of real pocket knife I owned. Unfortunately I don't have the box anymore. I don't know what happened to that, it must have got chucked out years ago, but I believe it came in something similar to this, the sort of standard silver Victorinox box. Either this or the clamshell from the Super Tinker I reviewed not too long ago. We'll take a look at this box anyway. As you can see, you've got the Victorinox on the side there, 1884, Swiss made, and then you have some sort of contacts, how you can get in touch with them, their website, their address, and then inside you have the standard sort of information about what the tools are and things like that. I won't bother showing this as this is one that doesn't really go with it. But here it is. Was my first proper pocket knife, and this is the Silvertech Climber. So I've had this roughly for about 12 years now, and it's taken its fair bit of beating for a very long time. I'd say 6-7 years. This was my only pocket knife, and it's had about 7 years of continuous carry. So we'll go over the knife, some of the tools, bits and pieces about it, and how well it sort of fared up in that sort of time, as it is an older piece. So you can see you've got right from the start the Silvertech scales, which is sort of like a clear cellar door on top of the this silver ABS plastic underneath, and you can see you've got Victorinox stamped under there with the silver logo. Of course, on the scales you have the front side, you have the tweezers, and then on the rear side you have the toothpick. This side's taken a bit of a beating. I believe I dropped this a couple of years ago and it got a bit of a crack on the side, but although it's cracked, it's still held together really well. It's not loose, it's not fallen off. Shame that happened, but you know, it's an older piece, is what you're going to expect, especially with something that's been used this much. Front side tools, so we have the can opener with the small flathead screwdriver, and you can use this at sort of an angle as like a Phillips. You can use it, you know, sort of the corner here if you want to use a small Phillips. Been used quite a few times as can opener on camping trips, things like that. It is actually really useful. Does have that clean nail nick and still has a nice snap to it. On the left hand side then you can see you have the wire stripper, cap lifter, and the larger flathead screwdriver. Really nice snap on that one still as well. Another tool that's had a hell of a lot of use. Nice little half snap on that one, a nice snap into the close. And then we have in the middle layer we have the scissors. I mean, it goes without saying, it's probably the most used tool on any Victorinox knife I own. If I'm going to go to the office or things like that, or if I'm just out and about, I'll always have a Swiss Army knife on me, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to be one of the ones with the scissors, because I just think they are fantastic on here. You've got this nice sort of leaf spring here which acts as the snapback, and you can see it pops back every time. Very well used as well. These have been sharpened a few times, and that is the middle layer of the climber. And then we have the main blade, one that everyone should know. It's a nice sort of spear point there. You can see sort of the scratches on the blade where it's been used. It's got my own sort of grind on there. It's been sharpened multiple times, but as I said, it's one of those knives that's been in my collection for, well, it is the OG knife in my collection. So it's had a lot of use. As you can see, you've got the Victorinox Swiss made stainless tang stamp there, and on the reverse you've got Officer Swiss. And still really nice action on that blade. Nice pull and snap on the open, and a nice snap on the close. And on the reverse of that, on this side, the final one, is the pen blade. Another knife that's taken a battering. You can see all the use on that. Still plenty of life left on it. Very sharp. As you know, it's really easy to sort of sharpen a Victorinox with the steel they use. Not the hardest of steels, but if you're in a pinch, these knives are fantastic. And again, still nice snap on that as well. You can see you have the loop for the keyring, and I did take the keyring off for a while, but I did have that Swiss clip on it. It's sort of a pocket clip you can buy that screws into this hole, but I took it off because it's a bit clumpy, and I've kind of gone off pocket clips, so I'm still looking for a small keyring for that to put it back to what it was. And then the final sort of set of tools you have on the reverse side here. So you have the reamer, owl and sewing eye or sewing needle. Another one that's seen a lot of use, that's my own grind on there as well. I would always sort of use this when I was younger if I was adjusting a belt, maybe if I lost weight, gained weight, you know how it is. Add an extra hole into your leather belt, really useful for that. Then in the middle you have the parcel hook, or carrying hook. Another really useful tool, lots of different uses for it. Myself and John at Thrifty Kniffy did an episode of the Slippy and Thrifty show on this. We looked at a video that Felix Imler shows you, I think it was about 13 uses. And if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. It's a really good video. You put some of these, so some, you know, examples of how to use this hook that I would have never have thought of. One of my favorites being if you have a Victorinox with a pen, you can sort of put the pen in here and slowly close this, and it does sort of pinch the pen in there for you, and then you can, you know, you can write with it like this. Thought that was very handy. And then finally we have the corkscrew on the back, and I've put a little pin in there, one of the ones with a little ball on the end, so just find it a bit easier to get out. But it stays in there nicely, doesn't fall out. Corkscrew keeps it in there. So there we go, guys. That is my review of the Victorinox Climber. Overall, really impressive knife. And I mean, it's definitely stood the test of time. As you can see, although there's a couple of cracks and scratches here and there, for the age of the knife and the amount of abuse this has had, it's been on countless holidays with me, countless camping trips, and it still looks fantastic to me. And it's one that will definitely not be going anywhere. Sort of a treasured gift bought from my father, and it will stay with me forever, basically. But I hope you all enjoyed this review. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.